Have you ever held on to an article of clothing that you spent a lot on and it never really fitted well? Or maybe you put on a little bit of weight, or maybe you lost a little bit of weight, but you couldn't get rid of it. You couldn't even give it away because you spent a lot on it. If you have, then you have fallen prey to what psychologists call sunk cost bias. Sunk cost bias is the tendency we have to continue investing in or holding on to a losing proposition because of what we've already invested in it. The same applies to situations where we've put a lot of time and energy into a project or an endeavor or a business or something it is that we really wanted to make happen, and it just wasn't producing the results we wanted, but we just kept going. You know, a lot of that can be driven by, sometimes I think, the misinterpretation of the adage that winners don't quit. Actually, my experience is, having worked and interviewed people like Richard Branson and Bill Marriott and Marianne Williamson, so many people who have really accomplished and created amazing lives, is that actually winners do quit. Winners quit all the time. They just don't spend days and weeks and months and years quitting. They look at things as they are. They don't look at them better than they are or worse than they are. They just look at them as they are and go, is this working? And if it's not working, what do I need to do to adjust, to pivot, to try, or to let go in order to create a better result in the future? The fact is, none of us like to admit that we've tried something and it's failed. It's painful to know that you've invested in something. Sometimes it's a relationship, as I said, sometimes it's a business, sometimes it's something that we've bought, that article of clothing or an ill-fitting pair of shoes. And we hate to go, I made a mistake. You know, the truth is, there aren't really mistakes. The word mistake comes from the Latin to misstep. We try things, it didn't move us in the direction we wanted. The bravest thing to do is actually to acknowledge that and move on in a better direction. You know, General George Patton once said that courage is holding on a minute longer. Yes, that's true, but if your hands are really calloused because you've been holding on so long and trying so hard, beating yourself and trying, just continually forcing an outcome with something, and it's not generating the results you want, then actually the bravest thing to do, the most courageous thing to do, is to acknowledge it hasn't worked out the way I wanted. And just to be humble, to be real, and to go, all right, what is it that I could do? Because every day and every dollar and every bit of energy that you invest in something that isn't working is a day, is a dollar that you aren't investing in something that could. There is an opportunity cost that often we're not present to when we're going about trying to make something happen. And while it's great to be passionate about something, I have worked with far too many entrepreneurs and small business owners and even leaders in organizations who are so passionate and committed to a particular outcome that they're blinded to the real reality that what they're doing isn't working. They've invested so much in the strategy or the business plan or the creative elements of it that they can't actually face the reality that this isn't working. And so I would really invite you to think about, where are you continuing to invest in something and it's not taking you in the direction you want? There's an old saying that goes, if you're in a hole, stop digging. Now, I know that you've probably invested a lot of time and a lot of energy, perhaps a lot of money in certain things, and I'm really hoping that a lot of them have produced the results you want. But if they haven't, consider what is the opportunity cost that you have by continuing to invest in it, and what is it that you could be investing in otherwise that actually may really produce for you what it is you most want. So, sunk cost bias, and remember, it's not about avoiding failure, it's about failing fast, it's about falling forward, and it's about having the guts sometimes to call it quits, because that is sometimes the bravest thing you can possibly do. Take care, I'll see you soon.